So let's question 5 now. So what is the difference between the challenge, the focus process, and the target condition? And why are there different levels and not just the challenge or objective we're striving to achieve?
Can I write on this board?
Yes, you
Because
can.
this is
Yes, you
my
can.
favorite. If anybody has coached with me, you will have seen this. I think they're all connected. But if you, I should have just written the challenge. If you just have a big, hairy challenge at the top, it's broad, it's 52 weeks out in front of you, right? There's a lot of, and these challenges are often multifaceted, right? Proscani. There's a lot of processes that support the kinds of challenges we're striving to achieve. And so a focus process narrows it down for us. We bring it in one step down in this funnel. A focus process helps us identifying that, helps us do that. Then a target condition brings us down, and this is like 2 weeks, right? So it takes that 52-week challenge, multifaceted, focus process, target condition, so that you can identify obstacles. If you're trying to PDSA one obstacle at a time, and it's against the challenge, that's too broad. You'll be playing whack-a-mole for 52 weeks. This really helps us focus down. You pick one obstacle, and now you can PDSA on a daily basis. Without this funnel, like I said, I think you're just playing whack-a-mole. And that's how I see them related.
Can I add to that?
Oh, please.
So the overall challenge, the elephant that we're looking at, that may consume 1, 2, 3 focus processes. So you mentioned it in the videos. The great challenge issued a few decades ago was, JFK's, we're going to put a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth. There's a lot involved with that. We got to orbit the Earth. We got to dock in space. We got to be able to orbit the moon and come back and all that. So as Beth is talking, we may be taking focus process 2 and working down on these target conditions and PDCAing until we say, okay, we're pretty good at that middle process, but there's an end process and a beginning process that we really haven't focused on yet. And that's where we were talking earlier. Teams say, I'm stuck. Well, you're stuck because you've really done a good job at that focus process. Now let's look at this other part of the process. Maybe it's the process going into it, or maybe it's the output coming at the other end.
That's good.
That's that iterative process, right? That we've heard so often. There can be multiple focus processes against one challenge, multiple target conditions for that focus process, multiple obstacles for that target condition, and multiple PDSAs against one obstacle. So it's a iterative process. Just continues, or oftentimes called fractal in nature.
Okay, great. So question 6. So what is a desired pattern of work that we describe in the definition of a target condition? And aren't the goals or metrics enough? I mean, isn't goals and metrics enough? What is this desired pattern of work?
You want to take that one?
When we talk about target conditions, what I really talk about and spend a lot of time are target patterns of work. And metrics and goals are outcomes of the work that we do in our processes. So to really influence metrics, you don't influence those directly. What you do is you influence the work content you're doing, and you achieve the results. And so we've got to get it back to that desired pattern of work. And you actually recognize obstacles against your desired pattern of work, not the metrics. And that's when you can really begin to identify and eliminate obstacles.
Yeah, you may do a PDCA and achieve the metric once or twice, but unless you're changing the pattern of work and you're not consistently operating in that target pattern, you're not going to hold those metrics.
The way I like to describe it, being here in the South, and I enjoy watching SEC football, is I always like to say, how are we playing the game now versus how do we want to play the game? How we play the game now gives us a 7-5 record. How do we want to play the game if we, hopefully someday want to be 10-2?
Exactly.